Alert weather with meteorologist Alicia Wilson.
All right, Hurricane Erin still a powerful hurricane, not a Category 5, but a Category 2 now. And we can see from the previous advisory that the hurricane has started to weaken just a little bit. We had maximum sustained winds of 105 miles per hour. The last advisory, now those winds are down to 100 miles per hour, and it's still pushing towards the north-northeast now at 18 miles per hour. So it's well offshore, but those wave heights are still high across portions of the Carolina beaches there and even across the southern half of Virginia. This storm's going to continue to work its way out towards the northeast and not be a factor in the forecast, at least for the Carolinas. For us, though, we'll be tracking this cold front. This front's actually going to stall and increase our chances for showers and thunderstorms as early as this afternoon and continue into the nighttime hours. So far, we have had a few isolated showers across the mountains, even the foothills, now pushing down into portions of Cleveland County. You're getting a bit of a downpour there, and we'll start to see these developing and moving a little bit farther east as we go throughout the rest of this afternoon and this evening. So let's show you that on Futurecast. You can see how we'll be dealing with some showers at times, possibly hearing a few rumbles of thunder. We take you to the 6 o'clock hour. We're getting an isolated shower in and around Lincoln County, a little bit farther south into the northern half of Gaston County, portions of South Charlotte as well, and also across the mountains. You'll be dealing with some downpours here and there. We'll get a bit of a break as we head towards the 10 o'clock hour, but things start to pick right back up, especially for the northern half of Iredell County and the upstate of South Carolina. So if you do have plans to head out to the Panthers game later on this evening, kickoff is at 7 o'clock. We're going to keep the rain chance at about 20% for the rest of this afternoon and this evening. Temperatures will be on the warm side, but definitely not as hot as they could be, into the lower 80s right around kickoff as they take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now let's jump ahead to tomorrow morning. Still going to be dealing with some lingering showers across the foothills, getting a little bit farther east into Mecklenburg County, also Lincoln, Catawba County, and Iredell County. So you definitely want to keep the umbrella handy if you have to head out to work and school tomorrow morning. Pushing towards the afternoon, those showers are going to become a little bit more isolated. So we'll keep rain chances in the forecast right on through the weekend. Not going to be a washout, but still some hit or miss showers, and even a few thunderstorms are going to be possible. A high of 84 for Saturday. We're up to 86 on Sunday. A live look now at uptown Charlotte. We're seeing a few peaks of sunshine here and there, but overall a mostly cloudy sky at the moment, and the temperatures on the warm side into the upper 70s and lower 80s. Currently checking in at 82 in Charlotte. So for today, expecting a high of 88 in Charlotte, 76 for Boone and Jefferson, 86 in Morganton and Lenoir. And tonight we'll drop it down into the 70s and even some upper 60s out there. So it will be a mild night for us. Let's check out your 7-day forecast here. We're down to 82 tomorrow, 84 for Saturday, 86 on Sunday. And by Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday, we're looking at drier conditions with our temperatures heating up to 87 by Monday.